I am Dr. Lillybeth Birriel, and I have with me today
Candace Morgan, one of the physician assistants.
and we're both part of the team of the Medical Weight Loss Management in Allentown. Today we're going to be talking about a quick, easy recipe of a crock pot chicken fajita that hopefully you guys can do at home, and it's healthy, and you guys can probably benefit from it at home. I'm going to go over quickly some of the ingredients, and then I'll have Candace explain the process of the cooking. Over here, first, you're going to have the following ingredients: 1 onion, 1 pepper, and 1 pound of chicken for the main chicken fajita. You're also going to add a taco seasoning. Another option is to use the low salt option. That's going to be a difference of 260 milligrams of sodium versus 380 milligrams of sodium per serving. So for those patients that need to follow a low salt diet, that might be a good idea. Or you can make your own home taco seasoning at home, homemade, and avoid the salt part. You're also going to use half of a mild salsa in this recipe. For the toppings, you're going to use avocado, cilantro, and in this case, we're using a low-fat cheddar cheese, but you can switch that to any kind of cheese if you prefer mozzarella or anything like that at your taste. We're going to be putting it on a low-carb tortilla wrap. In this case, we chose a low-carb option, low-calorie, low-carb, but you can do a wheat tortilla or a lettuce wrap at your convenience as well. And then I'm going to have Candace explain it.
So for the recipe, you're going to use a small to a medium crock pot if you're doing just following the recipe and not doubling it. What you'll do is you'll use a cooking spray and spray the bottom and maybe a little bit of the sides, just so that it doesn't stick and for an easier cleanup. You're going to layer your sliced onions on the bottom of the crock pot, and then on top of those, you're going to layer your sliced peppers. What's really nice then next as well is all you have to do is place your chicken over that, put the taco seasoning over the chicken, and a little bit of spice can go a long way. So another way to cut down on the sodium is maybe not even have to use all of the taco packet. And then on top of that, you would add your salsa. You don't need to mix. All you do is cover, and then you would cook on high for about 4 hours or on low for probably 6 or 7 hours. You don't want to lift the lid at all until about 30 minutes before it's done. At that time, you would use a fork to shred the chicken. You would recover it, let it cook for another 30 minutes, or if you think it needs longer, that's fine. You could let it cook for a little bit longer, and then that's it. So then we're going to also go over the nutrition facts.
So the nutrition facts for this specific recipe that we're doing here today will be, for this over here with the chicken, is going to be a total of 180 calories, 13 grams of carbs, 16 grams of protein, 2 grams of fat. For the tortilla wrap, this is a low-calorie, low-carb option, which is 60 calories and only 5 carbs net. With adding the toppings and all 3 components, we're going to have a total of 343 calories, 23 grams of carbs, 26 grams of protein, and 7.3 grams of fat.
So then what we'll talk about next is how can we make this a version for people that want to have a meatless night, or maybe they're vegetarians. And one of the great substitutions are quinoa, which is a very healthy grain, and also beans. So for this recipe, you would rinse 1 cup of quinoa very well. You would do the same thing with the crock pot, and you would spray the inside just to help prevent sticking. And then you would rinse 2 cans of black beans and a can of corn really well. To reduce the sodium, you can also make your own beans from scratch, from dry beans, or you can use fresh or frozen corn in equivalents. You'll put that on top of the quinoa. And for this recipe, I'm substituting the salsa with enchilada sauce that you can either use canned, or you can make your own enchilada sauce. Also a cup of low sodium vegetable broth or water, and then also a can of diced tomato, and you would still use that packet of taco seasoning or your own homemade taco seasoning. So once the quinoa is added, the beans and the corn, all the dry ingredients are in, you'll add the wet ingredients. the taco seasoning as well first, and then the vegetable broth or water, the canned tomato, and the enchilada sauce, and then you mix it really well. This will cook a little bit differently, so you'll cook it on high for about 2.5 hours to 4 hours. Crock pots vary, so you'll really need to keep an eye on the quinoa. You might have to mix it after a couple hours just to make sure it's cooking evenly throughout, and then you'll just gauge it based on when it's cooked, when it would be done. So anywhere from 2.5 to 4 hours. Because this will have a little bit higher of a carb count, per serving, it actually has 43 grams of carb. It has 12 grams of protein and 4.1 grams of fat, and a total of 259 calories. You can still do a low carb wrap, or you can substitute a lettuce wrap, or have it with a non-starchy vegetable, or on top of a salad. Or it's great on its own as well. And then you could top it with the same type of toppings: hot sauce, avocado, cilantro, tomato, a mild cheese for those that aren't avoiding dairy.
Here we have some end products with the tortilla. This is the vegetarian option with the quinoa and the beans. And then we have it over there in lettuce.
Yep. And the other option would be to stuff a sweet potato or a pepper, whatever you prefer.
We're gonna be putting all of the information, directions, ingredients, and nutrition facts at the bottom of the video.